So let me be brutal for a minute to surprise you, to shook you up a bit. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. I want to show you actually 3 Trident maple trees. This one is about 15 years old, growing in the ground and put in a pot maybe 5, 6 years ago. And this one is probably close to 30 years old, and I've been working on it. And it's been in a pot for quite some time, probably 10 years at least. So I'll tell you a little bit about the origin of these 2 trees and how they got here, and tell you a little bit about Trident maple. There are basically 2 varieties of Trident maple. One is the Japanese Trident maple, which is what you mostly find for landscaping. And then there is the cultivar, many Japanese variety of cultivar that they selected different kinds of size leaves, color, and all that. But then there's the common Chinese Trident maple, mostly from Formosa. And those I found very desirable because the leaves are a little thicker, so that they are less prone to, towards the end of the summer, leaf burn. And both of these are the Taiwanese variety, which I really like. I started with a seedling that I found in the Arboretum, and then I propagated and propagated and propagated because they're very easy to propagate. So today, in fact, I'll take all these cuttings and try to root them. This is a good time of the year to propagate hardwood or semi-hardwood cuttings. So today, what I'll do is refine the next stage of these 2 trees, and then show you what a mature, showable bonsai, Trident maple bonsai look like. Just show you a photo, just show you a little bit of video. Now, this tree I really love, so let me tell you how I grew this. Basically, a tree growing like this, big, and it started to have branches. So I cut off right here one major branch, and cut off here a major branch, and cut off here a major branch. And so I basically trying to cut off the branches to make it turn naturally without using wiring. So you can see when I do that, by this method, it's very nice tapering. This trunk is very thick. This is less thick. This is less thick and less thick, and this is less thick. So it's a nice tapering. You cannot duplicate that with wiring. It just will not give you that kind of a tapering. And so this squatty little tree I really like. I caught a Sumo, and I put it next to a tall one I called a Bruce Lee, and put them together. And I say Bruce Lee fighting Sumo. I thought that's interesting, but I now take the 2 apart. I really love this tree. I think in a few years, with increased ramification in the summertime especially, it'll look really nice. Wintertime it looks nice, but Trident doesn't have much ramification, so it doesn't look as nice. So all I have to do with my clip and grow method is to clip off all the dead branches. Well, a couple of these branches are actually there for whatever the reason, and I'll leave them alone to use as gin, and the rest of it I'll clip off to shape. So please bear with me. I do use a little bit of wiring, you can see, but I will take it off as quickly as I can so I don't gird the tree. I would say a month or 2, the branch will remain in place. You really don't need to keep it for many months, but do nothing but girding the tree. When I break this, I didn't try to clean off nicely, but when it heals, it looks more natural, and that's the way I like it. But some people prefer to be everything manicured. That's fine, but it's not what I do. So to each his own, I think is the point of view. Never be critical, but find the pluses of what people do to learn from. And so you may not agree with my approach, but some stuff that I do does have merit, and then you should try to emulate. Other you don't like, reject it and don't bother, right? So like this is dead. I rather leave it to have a little bit more branching. And I use the wiring to speed up the design to introduce a curve. So wiring is fine, but remove it very quickly, And you don't have to do it that tightly, just mainly to get the branch to the right places, that's all. Like by wiring, this branch is actually dead for whatever the reason. So I just leave it alone. See, this whole thing is actually dead, which is really sad. But let me see if anything will pop out here. If not, then I have nothing, no choice but use this part as the apex again, start over again. But such is life. You just live with what you got and try to deal with it to make the best of it afterwards. I have no idea why wiring sometimes could make a branch dead, because there's no reason to, and I didn't even bend it that drastically. So the likelihood this tree is going to be like this, and this is going to be the apex right here. Go to here to show. This tree likely is going to look like this. Comes up here this way, and this comes up, and then goes down. And so that would be the tree likelihood. But I would not be bothered with it until to see what comes out of here, that something that may still be alive. So I just clip off the excess branch and use them for cuttings. And these trees, like the baby of this tree will be available to you, in about 3 years or 5 years that you would like, because the leaves are much thicker, so it doesn't dry up that early in the fall. Yeah, this part is very problematic. Not sure any of this is alive. Yeah, this whole branch is dead from here on up for whatever the reason. So the likelihood, I think this is still alive. Yeah, this is still alive. So likelihood, this is going to be the apex. These are going to be gin up here. So, but let me see what happens. Maybe it's still alive. But again, no hurry. You can always cut it off later. And so that's all I'm going to do to this tree. You can see it's much more shapely, less wild look. And then now let me work on the other tree. They are the same cultivar, exactly the same cultivar. In fact, maybe from the same mother tree. So I'll save all the branch for wiring. Now, one thing I don't do when I pot, one is that I use a root pruning screen, so it's very easy to move. There will be no roots curling in the bottom of the pot, so I don't have to repot it very frequently. And the second thing is that I don't use tie wire to tie it, because I don't carry the tree upside down. So I can just lift it up. And with my soil mix, which I advocate, I think this one is that there's almost no work to remove all the soil, because they're just loose soil, very easily removed. And you can see, look at how fibrous roots are all over, right? And all I have to do is just peel this off. I cut off half an inch or quarter inch worth of roots. I'm totally have good soil again without root bounding. Actually, this one, for some reason, I forgot to put the screening in there. But since it wasn't that long ago, the roots hasn't curled up yet. So that is good. So you can see Trident maple is a very good grower. Extremely vigorous roots. So you won't kill them if you do what we say, the recommended approach is to water your tree every day once, and if need be, every couple more times a day, or and once every other day. And then when it gets really dry, then you soak it if the root ball is dried out. And your tree can live for hundreds of years by doing so. Many of my Trident maples are over 20, 30 years old. So now that is my tree. Now, I think it's essential to work both the apex and the roots. There's really no mystery on making bonsai, aside from it takes a couple, 3 years to 5 years for any tree to look nice. you can do no wrong. Just clip it the way you like, and nature will heal itself to the way that it should be, it like to grow. And it's a compromise between what you like and what nature provides. And if you keep working at it, in 3 to 5 years, you will get a nice looking bonsai. You can never make mistakes. All those damn rules, forget it. I think it just deter people from having fun with bonsai. I mean, you do have to understand the basic science, the botany, so that you can keep the tree alive. And anything in doubt, I just leave it alone and don't clip it, because I can always clip it later rather than regretting it. But again, you cannot make mistakes. And with that, you are free to clip away and enjoy your design. And that's what the beauty of a hobby should be, rather than worrying about, following all the rules and feel bad about that you made a mistake. Well, you never make a mistake. So I'm just clipping away based on what I think the tree ought to look like. And it's really simple. Every tree is about the same. Asymmetry, little triangle, some part farther growing longer, other parts growing shorter. And that is the balance you provide. Now, I didn't even break all these branches very carefully, but that gives us the character when it heals naturally. Again, naturally is the key word. I'm done. Look at that, it's that easy. Now the tough part. I look at this tree critically. I would say the roots are very interesting, but it will never look right. Why would a tree with the roots like this, I mean, exposed roots is fine, but this is an extreme. In this case, I'd rather like to see the tree, and now let me go through a little discussion to share with you my idea about shaping the tree. If you look at this tree, one possibility is to make the soil level up to here. Then you can see it will show up here and show up here. So it doesn't have this grotesque exposed roots like this is coming from here and one coming from there, just totally random. Now, another problem I point out early on is that top branch is actually still alive. That's a different tree. So this tree looks fine. And so I think that's not a bad idea. One other possibility is to try to accentuate this curve, and you make the tree go like this. You can see, I think this tree will look nice. Let me see if I can get something. Hold on. You can see now in a pot, this will look quite nice. So I would say it's about here where the roots should come out. So let me share with you a technique which is like really rooting a tree. Suppose you say, I really want the roots to come out here. This is not the best time to air layer in the sense of to do the layering approach, in the sense of make the roots grow out here, because the bark is hard to remove. During the more active growing season, it's very easy. So if I remove a ring of bark here, and I'll do that clean up later, and put root tone here, and the same thing, this about this height. I will even let this alone for now because there's lots of roots here. And then this one, I think ought to be about here. Well, actually this root has has roots here, so I'll probably cut off here. So let me be brutal for a minute to surprise you, to shook you up a bit. So the roots, this root will come out like this and grow like this, and this root will grow like this. So that will be fine. So with that in mind then, I just put it back in this pot and maybe find a deeper pot. and fill it with dirt to cover it. I need to fill a little bit more, but that's good enough to show the case. Testing 1, 2, 3. So today I've shown you two Trident maple here, and I show you one more. But you can see this root, if I clean up these little small roots, this will be really elegant spreading roots, grasping the earth, very short, stout, good taper, and good movements. This will be a nice bonsai, although I think this top may be dead, so I have to rework the apex by making this the apex. That will take 5 years to recover. And on this one, I cover the bottom so that the roots are not exposed in a funny way, but show the good quality roots. You're always trying to make sure the roots are spreading out nicely. All I did is clipping three times a year. Each time I do this kind of clipping takes me about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And after several years, the ramification will increase due to my clipping. The trees will look quite nice. So with that in mind, let's walk over to see the 30-year-old Trident maple that I really like. And that's go from this stage to that stage and then to the display stage. So I want to show you what a Trident maple ultimately looks like. This is my one I got about 3 years ago, and that's about a 40-year-old Trident maple. And you can see the trunk can be very large, and the ramifications start to full up. It increases 1 or 2 times twice each year. And so in no time at all, in 3 or 4 years, it'll be really nice pads. And then this one, I started from a seed about 29 years ago. And you can see with some clipping, I need to clip off a little bit more. That again is a very nice shape. You can really get really nice shape by be patient and working on it. So today I've shown you basically 4 Trident maple that by working at it year after year, that's the nature of bonsai, you wind up getting a very nice tree. These trees can last hundreds of years. They should live longer than what's in nature because they are protected and you're taking good care of it. So you're really the demigod to your master of the bonsai. They are within your control and to become the desirable shape that you want it to become and the way it grows, the way you want it to grow. So it's really a wonderful hobby. So I hope you'll consider bonsai as a hobby and never too late to start. And over time, they will become wonderful bonsai. Well, thank you very much for watching today's video. Subscribe to our channel and tell a friend. And most importantly, go to our website and sign up to become our VIP so that we can send you announcements of special considerations. Thank you very much. See you next week.